We're coming now, coming now. Good morning.
Counting down. Good morning. We love the energy in the studio right here and in our PCR every morning when we're about to start the show.
Guys, you have no idea the adrenaline rush that we have to experience every morning on this show. It's usually a madhouse. But hey, we're here as always to kick off another electrifying Wednesday edition of Wake Up Nigeria Show. So guys, let's get ready.
Yeah.
You ready? Let's set sail.
Ready to shake off those midweek blues, ready to dive in to that excitement with us. That's the plan. And hopefully you can feel the energy buzzing like we can feel it. And we're embarking on another journey as we go through hump day. There's a certain hustle that comes with Wednesday because you know that, just a few more days to collect those checks, to receive those alerts.
So I feel like Wednesdays, you feel much pressure on Wednesdays because you're like checking, my tasks from the beginning of the week, have I completed them? Have I gone halfway? Have I even started them? But hey guys, we're always here to help you find that rhythm, making sure that we help set those intentions for you as you're pushing forward with determination. So come on, let's make today count.
It's important, making it count. It's not just any Wednesday, though. It's a chance to unleash your potential, embrace your passion, celebrate the progress you've actually made, even if it's just small progress. You've done something, Sha.
Exactly. So just give yourself a pat in the back. You've not done so badly so far.
So,
all right, guys.
Have you grabbed your coffee yet? Have you grabbed your can-do attitude from inside that drawer that you kept it?
If there's anyone who's cannot go a day without her coffee, that's this one.
It's very important, very, very important.
All right, guys, my name is Okocha.
And I am Titilayo Oyinson. Our mission today is to infuse your morning with positivity, inspiration, some of that Wednesday magic, and igniting that spark within you to make some waves this midweek.
Yes, guys, remember that you can reach us on all our socials at TVC Entertainment _. Do not forget to use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
All right, thanks for joining us. On social media, you can catch us. You also watch us live across the globe if you head to our website. That's tvcentertainment.tv. We're also live on YouTube right now as well. Search for TVC Entertainment.
Of course, guys, and GoTV channel 27 and YouTube band 49. Let's get right into what we have for you on the show today. We start off with nutrition. Very interesting conversation we have on there. The importance of food labels. When was the last time you checked a food label when you went shopping?
I think I only check labels for medication. I don't really check for food as much as I should.
You see? So, well, Dr. Charles Ogwikwe, he's a registered nutritionist, dietitian with many years of experience in both clinical and community nutrition care services. And today, he's going to dive in on the importance of food labels.
And then, of course, Wake Up Nigeria wouldn't be complete without a musical performance. Kanwulia is a powerhouse of music born from the rich blend of Nigerian and American heritage. Fueled by the vibrant cultural dynamics of both countries, she is not just your average artist. We can't wait for her performance coming your way very, very soon. Now, relationship topics like this come few and far between. Have you seen the breaking news, the news flash? Yes, your teenagers could be dating. Olajumoke is a peculiar lady. She's someone who seeks a lot of knowledge and she has a lot of empathy on topics like this. She's a professional mental health counselor from the Institute of Counseling in Nigeria. And we're going to be talking about teenage love and dating.
Finally, Favor Ugochi Anosike, popularly known as Ugochi, is a Nigerian singer, songwriter, rapper, and voiceover artist. And she will be joining us shortly.
Yeah, so it's Wednesday, and the two experts we have coming today, very powerful topics.
Yeah, very powerful topics.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to that.
But the teenage one is
well, your kids will be teenagers soon.
Soon. Everyone.
They're already experiencing puberty.
So I don't even think puberty is the conversation right now. The conversation is the fact that a lot of parents are still in denial that their teenagers might just be dating someone. When was your first crush pseudo.
Oh, primary school.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Primary
my
school?
proprietor's son.
Are you serious?
Crushing on that dude, Chike. Can't forget his name.
Wow.
Crushing him really hard.
Wow.
Even to the point where sometimes I would, imagine him coming to see me over at my house.
Are you serious,
Yeah, but
though?
nothing happened. It was just a crush, and he died.
I think mine was definitely secondary school. Secondary school, I think GS3, I think, or something like that. There was a lot of activity during that period, but I think my mother is watching, so I need to stop. Let's take the weather update. It was a bit chilly, and we're both wearing
I'm
leather.
so happy it finally rained last night. The God of rains, we are grateful to you for coming to our help, finally. And we're hoping that it's going to be another rainy day, but we'll find out.
Thanks for staying with us. This is Wake Up Nigeria, and it's time for the news. My name is Titilayo Oyinson. We're staying with the developments in Taraba State, where 2 students of the Federal University Wukari, Taraba State, have been abducted by gunmen in the early hours of Tuesday from their residence, and the public relations officer of the institution, Ashu Agya, who confirmed the incident to TVC News, says security personnel have been deployed to track down their abductors. TVC News correspondent Owolabi Adenusi filed in this report.
Wukari local government area of Taraba State has been on the news in the last 10 years, not for kidnapping, but over Tiv and Jukun communal conflicts. The local government houses 2 institutions, the Federal University Wukari and Kwararafa University. The 2 institutions accommodate thousands of students across various states of the Federation. And one major challenge confronting the students is inadequate accommodation. Now, 2 students who are residing outside the school campus have been abducted.
So the hoodlums came through the bush paths yesterday night and do away with some students by also beating some people around that side. But right now I can tell you that the school management is on top of the situation. There have been security personnel have been stationed, and youths are out there trying to trace these people.
This bullet hole on this building where the students were abducted obviously paints a scene of a violent attack. Some residents and students also shared their experiences with TVC News.
They were just sitting here. Actually, we came to get sachet water, and all of a sudden we just heard gunshots, and those people just came in there and started flogging us with those sticks that they used to control their cattle.
They go and hide. They started beating us, started hitting us, and they started collecting people and said they want straight to where we are keeping money. They pack all the money and they pack it again. I now hide under the table inside the shop. They draw me out like this. As they draw me now, I know the force is too much. I just ran come out to go and sit down there. Small time, I couldn't say where my daughter. She just come and slept on my body, and they now started drawing her. I said, Jesus, this girl, she's not going. Jesus. As they just draw her, they cannot draw her from me like this. They just turn like this and move straight to the other shop like this and started shooting again.
The abductors of the students are yet to communicate or make their demands known to the parents or relatives of the abducted students. It is expected that the relevant authorities will provide enough security to the school community.
We will be watching for subsequent updates on that story. Now, outside the country, 7 people working for food aid charity World Central Kitchen have been killed in an Israeli strike in Gaza. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says the convoy they were in was hit unintentionally. 3 British nationals were among those killed, along with Australian, Polish, Palestinian workers and a dual US-Canadian citizen. There's been widespread condemnation of the strike from the world leaders, along with demands for explanation. Aid agencies are concerned that the incident will prevent critical aid getting to those who need it. And that's all we have time for on the news for this hour on Wake Up Nigeria. We'll be back after this break. Welcome back. Now we're in the kitchen again, and I, and it's an opportunity to, have another conversation with what's up and about. So in terms of what's up and about for me, yesterday My husband turned the big 4-0.
Oh,
Climbed the 4th floor, as they say. And it was a very interesting experience. He was essentially almost throughout the whole beginning of the month, the beginning of March. From March till now, he was sort of in denial that his birthday was coming, and we've been really kind of making fun of him. Oh, you're an old man now. But then on the birthday, we just switched it up. That we love you regardless of your age, and we know that this is...
to love him less.
No. So the issue was him not seeing it as a milestone and a big deal. And everybody was making it such a huge deal. But let me just take this opportunity to say happy birthday. And yeah, we love you. Happy birthday, baby.
I actually thought Oscar was older, though.
Well, I think that was a general perception, actually. People have just assumed he's older because maybe maturity level, maybe?
Well,
maturity level? What?
Not exactly maturity. I would say how far he's come in the industry. I mean, Oscar's been here for... Anyway, that's not what Coffee Juice is about.
Well, let me complete the sentence for you. 20 years. 20
I
years.
mean, like, he's been in the industry for donkey years. And I would say, well done, Oscar. Well done. And congratulations to you on your big 4-0. And I pray that God, leads you and guides you in this new journey that you have embarked on.
It's all about impact, actually, really. But I know there was something else you wanted to talk about.
Yes, quickly. So there was this post that I caught up on X. Actually, my husband sent it to me last night.
Interesting.
And I'll just read through it. So yesterday, a patient walked into the pharmacy with complaints of abdominal pain and an urge to vomit. The pharmacist asked him when last he dewormed himself and said he said it's been years.
Okay.
So he was prescribed a certain drug to use. He took the medication last night and woke up this morning with a strong urge to vomit.
Okay.
He went to the restroom to throw up, and behold, the guy vomited a live womb.
Oh, okay. From here?
Yes.
Ew.
Actually, literally vomited a live womb.
That means only goodness knows how long that
And he actually took a video.
Ew!
Yeah, he recorded it,
Goodness me.
And yes, it's everywhere on X. Go check it out. I mean, it's
Okay, so...
Okay.
I think we've both watched enough medical dramas to know that these things actually... they sound unreal, but they actually do happen. There are different types of things going on out there. And I'm thinking from the pharmacist side of things now. Imagine, being approached every day by human beings with different ailments and all that, and not knowing, how to actually deal with certain things. So maybe the medication was what drove that worm to actually...
Yeah, so I mean, I guess this particular medication is a strong, medication that caters to, the warming. Yeah, that caters to that, right? And especially, in these times where, I would say we're in an environment where a lot of people just think pharmacy. Before they think going to see a doctor. Yeah. So even, you see, even on the roadside, you see every mama has become a pharmacist, selling all sorts of roadside drugs, which of course people should be very careful and wary of, because there's so many fake drugs out there that are not even NAFDAC registered. So it's important for you to, before you get a drug, you look at it thoroughly. Also ensure that there's a NAFDAC registration number on it. And even some drugs now have certain leaflets that you can scratch with a number and then text, to verify that the drug you're buying is authentic.
This thing has thrown me back to my childhood when my mom used to say I think it was once a month.
You deworm yourself,
yes,
right?
Once a month. It was Combantrin back in the day.
Yeah.
Combantrin. She used to, and there were so many times, and I didn't really understand it. Then I just felt like mommy's just going overboard as usual. But apparently, it really saved us from a lot of illnesses and different things that could have affected us when we were younger. I don't think parents are really doing that as much.
Exactly.
Right now.
You know that, right? I mean, it's actually just reminded me. I remember growing up, I remember every once in a month then growing up, my mom would, not when we became teenagers, during when we were born to primary school, she would use water leaf
Oh, okay.
Water, like water from a water leaf, and like insert it into our anus.
Ew,
And yes,
MM.
and it would make
Ew.
us purge. Like you would literally bring out everything.
I did
like,
not expect
it
that.
is some, or like it is a detox that worked over the years. So even right now, I cannot even try with my kids because
too
21st century parenting, and of course. I cannot do that. I cannot imagine putting my children on my legs and like he's doing that. So I'd rather just go to the pharmacy, to get a medication for them. But then whenever we fall ill, the first thing that comes to our minds is malaria.
Okay. So
Malaria.
now I'm actually...
But sometimes you really need to deworm. Your body needs that detox.
We've talked about it on the show quite a few times, the fact that at least twice a year you need to visit your doctor.
Yeah.
Now, thankfully, there are a lot of HMO platforms that are very affordable, some between 1,500, 2,500 naira for you to pay for access to healthcare, where they will do all your tests without charging you extra. They will, do all your checks for you. And even in some cases, dental checks to a certain amount of money, they become almost free, so to speak, once you have those HMOs. But people are just so afraid of going to the hospitals. Sometimes I think it's even bedside manner. The way some nurse treated them when they were a child, the way some doctor treated them when they were a child, and they remember that memory. For instance, I know one of my girls, when it's time to go, it's like needles, hell no. And I know it must probably be the experience she had from one nurse or the other when she was younger that affected her.
Well, she has to find a way to break through that fear because you've had certain traumas doesn't mean you shouldn't go to see a doctor. They are there for a reason. If your body is feeling a certain way, you really need to see a doctor. Let's not do the local agbo seller in the back at the back of the house.
That works for some people. It's worked for some people for many years.
Research has also proven that many of these local concussions are not healthy. Over time, they have certain health implications.
Yeah, sure.
And you shouldn't dabble with your health in that way, especially now that kidney disease is on the rise. And many of these things also lead to kidney disease because half the time we don't even know what we are consuming outside.
The measurements
we
are
just
inaccurate.
consuming it. This person says, oh, Mr. A says, I took it. It worked for me. Mr. B now says, oh, Mr. A says it worked for him, so it definitely has to work for me. We forget that our systems and our, metabolisms are not the same.
But we have to also factor in the fact that the cost of medication has risen by probably 200% in some cases.
Well, you talked about healthcare. You talked about health insurances. Now, the question is, we know that, yes, in terms of orientation, that awareness, it may not be there in the manner that we would like it to be, because if it is, a lot of people would rather just do that. I mean, how much is 2,500? Yes, there are people that would rather, if they have that money, they'd rather use it to feed than get that, take medication or that sort of thing. But then it is important, guys. Let's not take our health for granted.
Especially if you have a family. So now the sad thing about this guy is if he has a family, what my mother used to say is that it's contagious. Worms are considered contagious. Not exactly as a contagion, but the thing is whatever that person consumes, how the environment that person stays in, whoever is also in that environment is probably
contaminating.
Yes. That whole area has been contaminated, or at least they've been exposed to whatever caused it. So the whole family needs to be checked. So an HMO would definitely have been more affordable all around. So now I would love to hear your thoughts on self-medication. Hey, is it the pharmacy or the clinic for you? Let's hear your thoughts. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Tag us #WakeUpNigeria, TVCE.
Self-medications are not even, they are not advisable by medical practitioners. Of course. So guys, don't do self-medications. So go and see a proper health specialist if you're not all right. Get yourself checked. Yes.
All right, then.
We're going to quick break now.
Yes.
Thanks for staying with us. When was the last time you checked the labels of whatever food you bought from the grocery store? Yeah, right. Yeah, we're about to have that conversation. So right now, I want you to go into your kitchen, just open the cabinets and just wait, because we have a dietitian right here, Charles Ogwikbe. He's a registered nutritionist. dietitian with many years of experience in both clinical and community nutrition care services. He's also a consultant dietitian and a medical delegate with Allah. That's big, okay? So he's also a member of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria and currently the Public Relations Officer for Association of Nigerian Dietitians and here in Lagos State, of course. So today, guys, we'll be talking about the importance of food labels. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. Okay, so that is a conversation that has not been had, right? Because we just get off the rack.
Yeah.
And we just eat it. We're not checking, you know, for the calories. We're not checking for the carbohydrate content. We're not checking for the energies, the fats, all of those, you know, compositions or nutrients, you know. That's why you're here, right?
Yes,
so first off, let's talk about what those food labels, let's establish what those food labels are and why it is important to check them.
Great. So food label, I'll say, is an important communication tool that allow consumers to, you know, make their food product choices and also compare with other products. So because labels differ. So what you have in what product A is different from product B.
Yeah.
It helps them to check for important information like the product's composition, nutrient profile, that's nutrition profile, and then the quantity of the content.
Quantity of the content.
Yeah. So
okay.
That is what food label is. That it is very important because it helps consumers make informed choices while picking their product. Now they're not picking products based on referrals. You know, my friend told me about these products. My mom told me about it. They are picking these products because they have informed information about the product, what it gives, what they think to benefit, you know, the value it offers. Food label also helps manufacturers to be consistent in what they do and have a brand for themselves. Yeah.
Okay.
So food label is basically talks about two main things or two areas. That's economic. That's for the manufacturers who produces this food. They want to sell their products. You know, they need to put up information that will help them sell this product. And then safety, economic safety. Safety is for the consumers, the way. Yeah.
Yes, especially for people who have allergies.
Exactly.
Right?
So the consumers also need to look at this food label to be sure that it is safe for them to consume.
I mean, we're not talking about the manufacturers now because many of them are not consuming what they produce. We're talking about the end consumer here, which is you and I, or maybe just me, because you are the nutrition. So when going shopping, what are the things I am to look out for?
Great.
So, for example, we have more access to canned foods.
Yes.
Off the rack, whether it is canned milk or canned fish or processed foods. All of those things are the things that are, you know, very easily accessible to us. And they're, in terms of accessibility, they're just, you know, everybody takes them in large quantities. So what are the things that I should be looking out for when, you know, going shopping for some of these items?
Oh, great. So first, that would strike anyone would be expiry dates.
Ah, yeah, expiry date.
You know, people want to know when is this product going to expire and all. That is one. Secondly, is the nutrition composition of that.
Sorry, before you move on, let's talk about on expiry date. When is it okay for me not to, you know, buy a certain product anymore in regards to its expiry date?
Okay, so this is coming from me. I would say it is not safe once it's 3 months to expiry. I will advise people not to.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah. So they look at for expiry date, look at for nutrition composition of the product, which is very, very important. In fact, for me, I feel is the most important thing to look out for. You need to look out for the amount of carbohydrate in there, protein, fats, and you know, these days there are a lot of food fortification. You know, the sugar content is on the high. So you have to check for fats, you have to check for protein, carbohydrate, and even the micronutrients.
Micronutrients, which
Micronutrients, you talk about the calcium, you know, the magnesium, the phosphorus, sodium chloride, and all. So these are micronutrients that they might be in very little quantity, but they can cost a lot if not, you know, monitored. The quantity that is in the product can affect our health.
Okay. Some of the things, one major micronutrient that I always look out for is sodium.
Yeah.
Because of a lot of people really do not know that so much of it can pose a danger
Absolutely.
to our health.
Absolutely.
So what particular percentage or kilogram of sodium should we say is safe, you know, to look out for when, you know, getting any item off the rack?
Okay, so I would say this. There is no particular, say, amount of sodium that you could say it's safe. It's dependent on the person's health condition or nutritional status.
Okay.
It is important people know that. You know, am I taking as much sodium and I'm fine?
And your body
Yeah,
needs.
my body needs, and you might take sodium, and then you have probably family history of hypertension, or, you know, you've checked your BP, you find out that it's a bit elevated.
Yes.
It's going to affect you. You know, so, but what you look out for, what I advise people for, is to go for a very low sodium product, regardless of anything.
Okay.
Because most times what people use for preservative is sodium.
Sodium, true.
Yeah. So it's the number one thing you go for. It has to be as low as anything.
Okay. Now let's talk about certain ingredients. You mentioned preservatives now. Some products do not even specify on the preservatives. They just put preservatives. And there's one common ingredient, iodized something.
Iodized salt.
Salts.
Yeah.
Or sugar. You know, yeah. So those are the things that just come at you, and you're like, well, so because one has certain knowledge, you know, some level of knowledge, you know, it comes at you and you look out for those things, and you're like, okay, no, I don't need this. I'd rather go for something else. But what are the things that we should look out for that just, you know, would just pose some danger, some level of some danger to us as humans?
Great. So, you know, while I was mentioning the items to look out for in picking your products, I was going to say NAFDAC number also is very important. I'm going to answer your question. Why I said this is because there should be a regulatory body that monitors and evaluates every product that is being sold in the shelf.
True.
Either the product is imported or made in Nigeria. So NAFDAC have rules, they have scale, they know how to measure for every nutrient, and they will certify it safe for people to consume.
Before it goes into the market.
So because there are a lot of mislabeling happening all over. People just put what is not in their product.
I agree.
So it is the work of NAFDAC to look at these things and take them off the shelf to ensure that people are safe.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Charles. This has been quite an insightful conversation. So I've learned quite a number of things from you today. So if you are watching right now, next time you go shopping, look out for the expiry dates. If it's 3 months before expiration date, don't buy it. Look out for the food, micronutrients, and then the composition.
Nutrition composition.
Well. And most importantly, NAFDAC registration number. Do not be caught. And I was not saying we did not tell you. All right.
Serving size also is also very important. Saving size.
Saving size. Oh, okay. All right. So we have to head over to the kitchen now. After Titi, I don't know if this is it. Our semo vegetable over there. Does it have food labels?
Well, I'm not sure about food labels, but I know there is definitely serving size. There is serving size. Titi's serving size, maybe Mike's serving size might be like this. But we are excited about today's meal because it looks extremely healthy and balanced. Today we have young Chef Segun. And I say young Chef Segun because he apparently is a student at Dunas Culinary Management School. And he is going to teach us something he just learned at school. Welcome to the show.
You're welcome, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. My name is Oluwasegun Dede.
All right, Shegun Dede.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so where are you from, Shegun?
So I'm from Cotonou, but I live in Nigeria.
You live in Nigeria, but you're from Cotonou.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so there are a lot of people from Cotonou that cook. They're also known as some of the most reliable chefs, in-home chefs. And I know that they work at many different restaurants and hotels. Is that your plan? Which one would you prefer, hotels or private chef?
Yes, I plan like a hotel.
Hotels?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes,
well, you're well on your way. Your preparation was spot on. Everything looks clean and well prepped. I have to say, first of all, well done.
Okay, ma'am.
How long have you been at the school?
A month now, ma'am.
A month?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're already getting all this so nicely cleaned and prepped like this? Ah, okay. All right. We know that you have the makings of an amazing chef.
Thank you,
but
ma'am.
we're going to have to taste the food to confirm.
No problem.
What are we making today?
Here we are making a foriro.
A foriro.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Any particular difference between what we know a foriro to be, or is this just the classic a foriro?
This is the classic foriro. This is my pepper.
Okay.
It's already boiled. And this is
Okay,
my
you don't
onion.
need to move them. You don't need to
So-
move them
sorry.
so that everybody can see them, all right?
Okay, so this is my onions. And this is my low-cost beans, Iru. Your Yoruba called it Iru.
Iru, which type of iru is this?
This is
Don't move
woro.
them.
This,
Don't
yeah,
move them.
this is woro, yeah. This is my crayfish.
Woro. Okay,
Yes,
fantastic.
Iru.
All right, so let's start again from the beginning.
Yes,
I know you're eager to get started. You're excited about cooking. Let's take them again. So we have the pepper mix.
Pepper.
What's inside this pepper mix?
This is blend pepper. There's nothing there. I'm already boil it at home, so it will be easy.
Okay.
Yes.
You
So
boiled it?
yes.
Okay. All the pepper mix has been cooked already.
Yes, cooked already.
All right. We've already mentioned the locust beans.
Yes, ma'am.
Obviously, this is onions.
Onions, ma'am.
And then
This is assorted beef.
assorted meat.
Yes, ma'am.
The F4 is what type of leaf?
This for shoko oko.
Shoko. Okay.
Yes.
And this?
Ugu.
Ugu.
Yes, ma'am.
Fantastic.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So these are one of the best students at the Donas Culinary School for hotel management.
Yes, ma'am.
He's right here. His name is Oluwasegun. And we're calling him Young Chef Shegun because of how excited he is about all these ingredients. He's just been moving things around. He's ready. He's so ready to cook. I'm trying to pause him so that everyone at home can also follow along. What we're making today is
For Roma.
a foriro.
Yes, ma'am.
Classic. Okay, so we've gone over the ingredients earlier, but for those that missed it, this is a shoko.
Yes, ma'am.
This is
Ugu, ma.
ugu,
Yes, ma'am. Is fish. They call it pala.
panla,
Yes, crayfish, ma'am. Onions. This pepper.
the pepper mix. I was a little concerned about pepper mix. You said you boiled it. You didn't fry it,
No,
right?
no, I didn't fry it.
Is
yes,
there
ma'am.
onion in here as well?
Yes, I blend it with onions.
Okay, blended with onions. There was an ingredient we missed earlier, and I think it was this.
This
palm oil.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
what's going to happen to this palm oil right now?
So I'm going to pour it inside the pot.
Please go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's start cooking.
Yes, ma'am.
Palm oil going into a saucepan. And I think that's going to form your base
I'm going to allow it
to heat up.
to
Yes?
heat up small. At least
right,
just a bit.
fantastic.
Yes, ma'am.
Gotcha.
So before adding the pepper, before adding the onions, after onions, I'm going to add my low-cost beans, and
Okay.
after that, I'm going to add my, what do I call it?
Okay, so we
Crayfish.
want to see all this happen, but is all this going to fit in this pot?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the other deep dish pan we have there has water in it. What is the water going to be
I'm
used
going
for?
to branch the vegetable.
Blanch the vegetables.
Yes,
He used a very correct word. He didn't say he's going to steam. He didn't say he's going to pour hot water. He said he's going to blanch the
Vegetable.
vegetable.
Yes, ma'am.
So there's been a lot of talk about vegetables, staying crunchy, not changing color too much.
Yes, ma'am.
When you say blanch, are you going to put the vegetables on the heat, or you're just going to pour the water?
No, I'm going to put the water on. I'm going to add a little salt on the vegetable, and I'm going to pour the water on the vegetable. So to make it
right.
it soft. Yes.
So I know you've prepped this beforehand. You're going to put the vegetables through here,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
The hot water over it with the salt.
Yes, ma'am.
I can remember my dad actually teaching me this when I was younger. He used to pour hot water over the vegetable, but then he would now cover it. So the vegetable would then, get really soft.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're still waiting for this to heat up.
Heat up.
It's not exactly hot yet, but let me see. Oh, did you move it again? I put it on before. I put it on before. You moved it, didn't
No,
you?
I loaded it.
Okay, it's getting a lot hotter now. I can see it's getting hotter now. All right, so let's talk about this meat. What have you done to the meat so far?
So the meat I'm already, I wash it and I boil it with my seasoning cubes, everything. Together.
Seasoning cubes.
Yes.
So let's talk about the types of meat in there.
You
What?
have shaki there and runabout and pomo and some what they call it.
Round fish,
Yes.
dried round fish.
Yes, ma'am.
Fantastic. So this has been boiled with seasoning cubes only, nothing else?
And salt, everything.
And salt.
Yes.
Okay, so I think the onions can go in now, am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
And after that, your iru can go in, I believe.
Yes, ma'am.
We are so eager to watch you cook, and we know we're running
No problem.
far spent on time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It's a wonderful Wednesday morning in the Wake Up Nigeria neighborhood. Welcome back, amazing viewers. The second hour of our exhilarating show has begun.
Yes, guys, as always, we are revved up and ready to keep the momentum going. Yes, of course, the first hour was just a warm-up. Yeah, still, warming up. So, yeah, just don't worry, calm down, because we are going to get right into that electrifying second hour.
Wednesdays are all about seizing opportunities, though, embracing some challenges along the way, chasing those dreams. And it's all about the relentless determination that we can push through and harness that midweek magic and let that magic happen.
Of course, midweek is not a slump. It's rather a hump. It's a springboard to success, guys. So, of course, as always, it's a perfect time to refocus, recalibrate, just calm down. I mean, don't rush, don't pressure yourself. Don't let anybody put you under unnecessary pressure. If it's not happening, just relax. Go and drink Coke Fanta or something. It's not that hard.
It's actually, especially once you watch the show, we help you start the day the right way. So with this as a springboard, you don't have any problem, don't worry. We are partners in your progress, your champions of change, your cheerleaders in the journey of life. So let's crush all those midweek goals, people. My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
And I am Emil Kocha. Remember, guys, that would like you to stay here for more captivating content, more insights to enlighten your minds, and more reasons to celebrate the magic of today. And of course, you can reach us on all our socials at TVC Entertainment _. Remember to use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Yes, indeed. Watching us live is easy as well. Our website is there, tvcentertainment.tv. Our app is also there. Search for TVC Entertainment on Google Play or iOS. And of course, we are live on YouTube right now. Just search for Wake Up Nigeria on YouTube. Of course, we have Olamiju Olajumoke. Now, she is going to be taking a very delicate relationship topic. Yes, news flash, breaking news. Your teenagers could be dating someone. Have you ever considered this? Or are you still in denial? The dynamics of teenage behaviors in relationships is the conversation.
Finally, we have Favor Ugochi Anosike, popularly known as Ugochi. She's a Nigerian singer, songwriter, rapper, and voiceover artist.
Welcome back to the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. And we have young Chef Shegun here from the Dunas Culinary School. It's great to have you here, by the way.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you,
We're
ma'am.
making Eforiro,
Yes,
the
ma'am.
classic version of Eforiro.
Yes, ma'am.
Before the break, we talked a bit about the fact that we're going to blanch the vegetables. Now, there are two types of vegetables here, ugu and
And Efoshoko.
efoshoko.
Yes, ma'am.
So you've poured the hot water over it now.
Yes, ma'am.
And then what else did you do?
So now I squeeze it.
You squeezed it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you know some people like to chop it first before they squeeze it. I don't know. You just plucked it, right?
So, as I'm already chop it from house, so
Okay.
yes, it was very easy for me to pour water on it and squeeze it. No, it was
Okay.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. All right. So you just squeezed it,
Yes.
but you're not going to leave it squeezed in the pot. You're going to scatter it.
Yes,
right?
yes, exactly.
Okay. So where is our meat now? What's happening with our meat?
So it's on fire already.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So what did we do earlier? We had the palm oil in
Yes,
there.
yes.
And what did we add?
You add pepper,
Okay.
onions, and crayfish,
Okay.
and locust beans.
And locust beans.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I can already smell everything coming out now. Really nice flavors. There was some panla fish here as well. There was also meat.
Yes,
So the
ma'am.
meat is in there.
And pala is in too.
All right,
Everything
so
is in.
So how long are we waiting for this to cook now?
I just want the pepper to steam, just a little. Yes,
just a little.
yes. So
All right.
I need to add the vegetable.
Okay, so this process is very simple.
Yes,
We're just waiting for the pepper to steam a little bit more, then you add your vegetable.
Vegetables, yes, ma'am.
Can I ask you a question?
No problem.
You brought 2 types of vegetable. Why? Why not just one?
No, like I just want to add this one because this one is like after I branch it, it needs to be small. So that's why I add this one to it.
Okay, so in other words, once you put it in the pot, it's going to shrink.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so so that it has bulk, you've added the ugu.
Ugu, yes, ma'am.
All right. So I can see your spices and salt are still standing by. Do you want to add any of the vegetable to the pot now? Is it time?
No, not yet. Just a
not
little.
time
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so there's also another pot on the heat with water in it. What's that for?
That one is to make semo.
You want to make semo?
Yes, ma'am.
You did not inform me of this one before now. You didn't tell me that we're having semo with this effort. You should have told me. So that is our swallow for this soup.
Yes, ma'am.
Today, semo. Omo, this is going to be a really sweet meal. I can't wait, can't wait, can't wait. At this point, while we watch this cook, we're going to hand it back over to MM. She's standing by.
It's been quite a ride on the show today. I hope you're having fun as well. We're about to delve into an interesting conversation, guys. Even you are not ready for it. Even I'm not sure I'm ready for it, but hey, let's do this. Olajumoke is a peculiar lady, knowledge-seeking, impact-driven, and full of empathy. She's a professional mental health counselor from the Institute of Counseling Nigeria. She loves to learn, unlearn, and relearn. And today, guys, we will be talking about a very, very insightful conversation, understanding the dynamics of teenage behaviors in relationships. Do you know that your teen might be dating someone? That is something no parents want to hear, but it could just be a reality for a lot of parents today. You are welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Teenager dating. Now, it's interesting to note that last week, because I have a very good, very beautiful relationship with my girls. I have 2 girls. And the second one, she is 4. She is in nursery 2. And she came up to me and she said, because they always tell me about their day every single day at school. And she says to me, Mommy, a certain classmate of her kissed another classmate. Wow. And I said to her, so what did you do? And she said she reported to her teacher. And I said, that's great. Okay. Because even at that age, it's hard to define what it is at that age, to be honest, right? But what would you advise? Let's discuss that first before we dive into the intricacies with, teenage dating.
Truth be told is that children in this generation, they are more, will I say, more knowledgeable because of what they are exposed to, especially the internet. You'll be deceiving yourself. I'll be deceiving myself if I say a girl of 4 years doesn't know what it means to kiss. Yes, that's just the truth. And that's where we find ourselves now. So we must learn how to handle this case. Like I also have a boy of 4, a little boy of 4, and he talks about kissing. And I explained to him, yes, you have to be sincere with them that, yes, kissing happens between married adults. And they might not be able to really break it down. But you explain to them that it's not for you now. It's not for you now. But kissing is real. Kissing is there. We cannot cut out that fact. And you let them know that children should not involve in it. And with your relationship with the child, with your continual telling, speaking, the child will get it. And the school is also doing a very good job. Because schools right now, I would say most private schools, we have sexual education learning. So they know these things, even from the the little stage, they teach them.
Okay, now as a parent, my kids are still young.
Okay.
They're, but then they're, like you said, they're exposed to so many things. Peers, things they watch on screen, online, on TV. There's a lot of influences, a lot of vices that our kids are constantly surrounded with. As parents, how do we begin to have that conversation with our children? And at what age do we begin to have that conversation with them about, you know, dating at all?
Okay, about dating at all.
Exactly.
When it comes to dating aspect, I would recommend that once the child is a little above 9, because from that age, they begin to go to the secondary school. And from that time, even before they enter into the secondary school, you sit them down. You will talk to them as parents. The reality, the truth of it is that even right in primary school, some of them already have
Exactly.
they already have 1 or 2 mindset about dating, and no thanks to the internet. Even though you're doing a very good job at home as a parent, like you're not exposing your child, but when they come around other children that has that knowledge, so I always advise that don't say, okay, I'm doing my part. Remember that your child is a social being. He or she is going to go out.
Exactly.
So you prepare their mind by telling them. You know, tell them in clear terms.
You have to be honest.
Yes. You know, like we tell people that all those calling the private part, calling it a special name, let them know. Let them know what it's the penis, it's the vagina. You start from, and there are books to this. There are books, there are trainings that I can recommend that parents should go for. This woman, this parenting coach, she's doing very well, Wendy Ologe. Even from 2, she trains parents how you're going to tell your child. So I believe parents should be open to learn and stop that. When I was your age, I did not know anything. Times have changed.
So now that we focused on the parents, let's move a little to the teens now who are experiencing this in their schools. You know, they have classmates who are probably dating other classmates. They have crushes. How do they deal with that?
Really, that crush of it just reminded me of a story. You know, I'm a school counselor.
Okay.
So I'll move around classes to check how they are listening in class. And I just saw this little girl. Sometimes they go really smiling. The teacher was in class. She was smiling. And I'm like, darling, do you want to share? And she looked at me. She smiled. She said, she did like this. I got the message. I said, what happened? She said, I like him. Oh. I like him. I said, okay, see me later. But right now, try to focus. You know, so we can't shy from the fact that crushes are real. That is why everyone, that you are relating with teenagers, you have to be on your toes. You have to be learning daily to communicate with them. I'd like to say 5 things about their peculiar behavior. You know, the first thing is that they are in their exploration stage. They want to explore. You know, it's more of innate. Their hormones are changing. They want to touch this, see this, delve into this and all.
They're curious.
It is nature. It is nature. We can't cut that out. Do we get it? And also the fact that peer influence, like you mentioned, you know, I don't want to be the odd one out.
Exactly.
I don't want to be the odd one out. I want to move with the flow. We have that peculiar behavior with teenagers also. And we also have the aspect of emotional intensity. Teenagers are emotionally intensified. That is just the stage. And when I'm talking about teenagers, I want to say something that even some preteens, because when we say teenagers, we start from 13. 13 is old still. I'm talking from 10 even to the age. You know, they have this intensity of emotions, and as a result of that, it has positive, it has negative effect. It brings about this passion for things, and that's where you also see jealousy, you see the likes of envy. Those are their behaviors. And also communication-wise, teenagers, many a times adults, we haven't learned to communicate with them.
I mean, we are even having challenges with communicating with our peers, you know, as of children.
And they speak different language. I mean different in quotes, like you are not in their shoes. You don't know how they are feeling. And the truth be told, we actually know, but we forget. Because at a point in time, we're teenagers too. We forget easily. So we must know that their communicating style differs. There are times that because of their emotions and their hormones, that a teenager wants to be by
themselves.
By themselves.
Yeah.
And that's when mommy will just say, stand up, go and do the chores. And it's like, you're not coming. And that's why we see them most of the time as rebellious. And don't get me wrong, some can be outrightly rebellious and all. So all these, they are peculiar behavior. And they also have issues with self-esteem. They are here to decide where they really want to tilt in. So at every point in time, I will always counsel that the job more should be with people that are attending to them to really understand what they are going through. So talking about, let me go back to the question that you asked that, okay, at what time should we tell them about the moment they begin to be conscious of the opposite sex? And I'm telling you that consciousness at times, it starts from 8.
Something just came into my mind. How should a parent handle that level of consciousness when it has to do with the same gender?
Okay.
Because a lot of parents are experiencing it. They don't know how to handle it. They don't know where to begin the conversation from. And because of their ignorance, they send these children to the religious leaders.
Okay.
So it's a very, very, very sensitive conversation. So as a parent, the minute I notice or I observe such, behavior or consciousness, what do I do?
Okay. The first step as a parent, don't be mad.
Hey!
Don't be mad. Just have to, there's something we're learning now, emotional intelligence. There's a way you react to such, and the child will just lock up.
Yeah.
But I've had issues like that I've counseled, But the first thing as parents, that's why I said parents should continually get training. Get trained. And apart from that, we can't rule out the God aspect of it. We can't. Because it's the giver of this word. So he's able to give the wisdom needed at that time.
I agree.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, like, most of the time when things like that happen, I look at it from the background issue. I'm telling you that most of the time, if it's a girl thing, it's always about the body image. I've seen girls that I'm attracted to my friend. And when I look at the underlying factor, they are not comfortable in their body. They were wishing. They
look like this other person.
They were wishing for Venice's body. I like her body structure. And because they could not cope that feeling, they allow it. They allow it.
Yeah.
Do we understand? So we really have to sit down and learn and see how we can really help these children. But truth be told, I don't want to say religious aspect, but there are times that, most of the time, that the word of God can also suffice to them.
We have not even scratched the surface on this conversation. I think we need to have it again next week, because there's still the losing the virginity aspect, whether as a male or a female. That is another conversation for another day, because we know that there are a lot of teenagers that are in that phase in their lives, and they're struggling with it. So far, it's been so insightful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We need to continue this conversation next week. And we have to go on a quick break now. Ugochi is next up. She'll be joining us on the couch shortly. Stay with us, guys.
All right, and we're back after a scintillating performance from Ugochi. She's here. All right, now Ugochi is a Nigerian singer, songwriter, rapper, and voiceover artist. And with a voice like that, you can understand why. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
It's great to see you.
Thank you
so much.
Great to have you here. Beautiful to be here.
All right, so now a lot's been happening. Brand new EP out now, yes? Voice of the East. You need to let us in on how that all began. Talk to us.
So Voice of the East was something I thought about. I'd already thought about calling one of my projects Voice of the East since 2021 because I'm someone who is very particular about my culture, my identity. Everyone who knows the Ugochi sound will know that I'm very particular about, trying to push indigenous music.
Yeah.
And I feel like music, like Chike would say, doesn't need permission to enter your body. It could be in the rhythm, in the melody. Language is just a plus, you feel me? So Voice of the East, I said, one day I'm going to put out a project. I really want to be a voice for my people, especially for the ladies who do music, where I'm from. Let them have someone to,
But there is, there is a lot of risk involved. Once you sort of begin to sort of lean towards one ethnic group, isn't there any doubt or, weren't there any, worries about whether the fans from other parts of the country might feel a little offended? What do you think?
Well, I thought about the fact that there's so many people who have walked this path before me and they excelled at it. Okay. We talk about people like Olamide, Fino, Flavor that are doing music indigenously, even, on higher platforms as well. And has taken this music to, over the world. Yeah. And there's been no issues. So, I mean, I felt like I could do it. And then most of the songs that I grew up listening to, even South African songs that I don't understand what they're saying, but like I said, music, the beauty of music is in the rhythm, in the melody, and the feeling that it gives you. So I don't think language has ever been an issue. Right. Same way I would vibe to something I don't understand. Yeah. As long as it's not insulting the person.
Of course, exactly. Of course.
So I don't mind.
Now, I remember Hedi's nomination for Rookie of the Year 2022.
Yeah.
And that was a big deal. You need to let us in on how that felt when you got that nomination.
The feeling, I think I was on a flight from the Enugu back to Lagos. Okay. And immediately we landed, I turned on my phone and my manager called me and was like, you just got nominated.
Wow.
I think I let out a couple tears.
Aww.
The Headies is a big deal. For every Nigerian, that's like, it means the world to every one of us, especially as creators and musicians. So if you get nominated for the Headies.
So I have to ask though, for those that don't know, when did this all begin for you? What year was it you decided, you know what, I'm going to take music on?
That would have to be in 2018 when I had gone viral earlier and a lot of people got to know about me and the way I did.
Tell them why you went viral.
I went viral for doing this One Ticket cover by Kiss Daniel and Davido, and it blew up. Yeah. Tunde had not posted it. Yeah. A lot of blogs carried it, and I was invited over to Lagos. Wow. And that was how it began. Duncan Mighty, there was Fino, and then before you knew it, Tunde Eno was able to secure this collab between myself and Duncan Mighty. That was my first official commercial single that I put out. So since then, I haven't looked back.
And so that was it? You were like, you know what, this is what I want to do.
Let's be going up, up, up. So I went from radio, I started doing music.
Straight up?
Straight up.
Yeah, so your voice, the texture of your voice
yes.
It's extremely unique.
Thank you.
It's sort of, when I say texture, so you wouldn't immediately know that, okay, so you are a vocalist, but you're also a rapper. Yeah. Your voice could fit for both sides, and it has done so far. Do you have any specific preference now? Do you see yourself as more of a vocalist or a rapper?
I think I'm more of a vocalist than I'm a rapper because when I have the microphone, there's so many stuff that I can do. Okay. Rapping comes off for me as a type of storytelling. Okay. I rap when I feel like the song and the melody will not contain everything I want to say at once. Okay. So I will now put rap to help it. Okay. But I'm more of a vocalist than I'm a rapper. You know, but a lot of people love the rap that I do because it's a unique style of rap. It's not like the
in your language.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Right. So I fuse it in when I want to tell stories, when I want to convey more words. Right. So it works. It works.
How many singles on this EP?
It's 5.
5 singles on this EP. Any interesting collabos we should look out for?
Yes, there's one with Umo Bilibo. Okay. Yes, they're an Eastern duo. They make indigenous music as well, and I've always been a fan of them. In fact, their songs were one of the first songs I covered when I started doing covers. So having them on my EP is like a dream come true.
So it's been a journey for you, and we are here for it. We are definitely rooting for you for
Thank
this EP.
you.
In fact, when I pressed the link, you know, there's always a link. And I just saw every single music platform, streaming platform possible. You're on it. And I'm like, okay, you know what?
She means business.
She means business. She's not playing. And yeah, it's always a pleasure having you back in the studio. All right, then. So I have to ask if you like Efo Riro. You like Efo? Hmm?
Yes.
Were you going to say no before?
You knew I was not going to say no. There's no way on earth that I would not say yes.
All right, so we have some delicious smelling and seemingly steaming Efo
I'm sat.
Riro standing by for us in the kitchen. Please join us.
Yay!
Yes, indeed. A wonderful Wednesday so far, right?
Yes, it has. And I feel like it's also been, well, other than Shegun coming and, you know,
Yeah.
it's been a Wonder Women Wednesday.
It has.
But
It
it was good to have you, Shegun.
Thank you, ma.
All right, so young Sheshegun, if you don't know him, he's a student from Dunas Culinary Management School. Yeah. He's just been doing this a month, and all his processes were so, as I was just like, very meticulous. Right. I was like, okay, 1 month, I see him going places.
Yeah, Dunas trains the best.
Yeah.
The best.
Amazing.
So Ogochi has been sneaking and saying,
yeah.
That's why I love this show.
Yes, now you people know me already.
So,
yes.
Enjoy. This is Semo and Efo Riro.
Yes.
And he made it.
Yes, he made it.
He made
so we know his teacher, and she's watching him intently to see what your verdict should be. So
you know my face don't lie.
Shegu, don't worry, you can smile. You can smile. You can smile.
You can take my first bite, yes.
Yeah,
go ahead. Please go ahead. Go ahead.
I see brocoto in there.
It's
brocoto.
No, it's rishi actually.
Oh, rishi. So which one is brocoto?
I think that's cow leg.
Cow leg is brocoto. Oh, okay.
So what do you think?
It's speechless.
Ugochi, you need words, though.
To be well with you.
Amen. Amen. He's happy. Look at the smile on his face.
Guys,
please go ahead. Please keep eating.
Thank you, Ugo, for being
Shegun.
on the show.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. She's digging in. She's ready to continue eating. But we have to wrap up on the show today. He's done an amazing job. Well done. And well done to your teachers as well.
Thank you.
But we have to wrap it up, yes?
Yes, and thank you to all our guests for being on the show today, and most importantly, you at home watching. We go again, guys.
Yes,
tomorrow, same time.
Yes.
Have a great day ahead.
Bye.